We're going to go out to Joliet. This is a big deal for businesses out there, visitors, residents. They are going to be starting to offer free parking, free 2-hour parking. With us via Zoom this afternoon is Ruddy, the Joliet's Director of Public Works. Good afternoon, Greg.
Good afternoon, Elizabeth. How are you?
Great. This is some pretty good news. Tell us what the city is offering and when it starts.
So currently and for many years, we have had paid on and off-street parking. And we are now going to a program where we are going to be offering 2-hour free street parking for all of our downtown streets.
For all of your downtown streets, not just kind of around the courthouse or kind of in that municipal part, but even in front of the businesses and such.
That's correct. Joliet has a bit of a unique downtown where we are both a commercial and a government center. So we have the Will County Courthouse here and all the associated law offices and those types of things that go along with it. But we also have commercial businesses here, and we've heard from the commercial businesses that the paid parking is a bit of an obstruction for them to get people to come down and patronize their businesses. So what we're going to try and do is go to 2-hour free parking. The intent of that is to allow patrons to come down, do their business at the commercial areas, and not have to pay. And what we feel and what the businesses feel is that will generate more foot traffic and more patrons for their businesses. It is also an attempt to free up and turn over those spaces. So because we do have the courthouse here, there could be a tendency for people to come and be at the courthouse all day, where they would be taking up a street parking space in front of an active business all day, and so their patrons would have nowhere to go. So we're trying to walk the line and have improved parking experience for everybody who's coming down here.
So if you do need to be down there, say you do need to be at the courthouse all day, that parking garage still available kind of in that area? For the more long-term parking?
We will have a parking garage that will be remain paid, and that's for patrons who are down here and need to be here for longer periods of time. You could park 24 hours there if need be. We also have quite a few off-street parking lots, surface parking lots, that again will remain paid, and you can go there for longer periods of time. The street parking is intended for higher turnout, however.
Right, so this is not for those commuters who take the Metro downtown to work all day. And
that's right. Yeah. So we have surface lots for what we'll call businesses or courthouse patrons. We also have 2 Metro lines that come into downtown Joliet, the Rock Island and the Heritage Corridor, and we have additional parking adjacent to our transportation center for those Metro riders. So there's a bounty of parking here. We did a study in recent years where we saw, I think, 40% utilization of the parking. But some of the concerns we got that it was difficult to park on the streets, and that's why we're making this move at this point.
How long has this been in the works, this decision to go to free 2-hour parking?
We have had discussions on free street parking for a number of years. Our current mayor and city council decided to make the decision last year to tie into another project we have going on down here, which is a reconstruction of Chicago Street, which is our main artery through the downtown. And we have a large, what we're calling City Square project. So it's a public gathering space that will be programmed with events year-round. And the street parking fit nicely in with that, and so our elected officials decided to make the move at this point.
So there's always 2 sides to the coin, right? Obviously, this was probably made a good chunk of change on this. So how does the city offset that loss of revenue?
Yeah, so there is a cost. Free parking is not free. It's free to the user, but it's not free to the city. We are going to have increased enforcement for those 2-hour parking zones. And currently we have parking enforcement officers that are on foot, and they walk the downtown and they issue tickets. We have recently invested in a vehicle with license plate reader cameras. It's equipped with those LPR cameras, and you've probably seen them in a number of cities. I believe Chicago has them as well, where they will circulate through the downtown and determine how long a vehicle has been there. If they're exceeding that 2-hour limit, they'll receive a $30 ticket. So other communities that have implemented similar programs in the past. We've spoken to them, and they say there's a bit of a learning curve at first, and it's kind of hard to put a number on the give and take for the money you're bringing in from the paid parking versus the enforcement. But we think we'll be okay.
Okay. And did you have conversations with other nearby communities on, we see that you're doing this. Did you kind of mimic any other community when it comes to this program?
Yeah, we did a parking study several years ago, and we looked at peer communities, Naperville, Aurora, I believe Rockford was one of them, Evanston, Oak Park, and we kind of took lessons for them. We spoke in more detail to Aurora, who a few years ago went to a similar system. Not exactly the same. They have different time limits and different zones, that type of thing. But we did pick their brain and get good information, and that sort of educated us on the way we wanted to go.
On what to do. Yeah, you take all the, grain of salt, right? You take all those things and try to make up your own. Is this a pilot program, or is this good to go?
This is intended to be a permanent program. We do expect there to be a transition period, a learning curve for both city staff members and for the public. So I think we're going to exercise a little discretion in the first few weeks here as people get used to the new system. But the intent is to keep this permanently.
You got to change all that signage. You got to try to, remind everybody about this. Yeah, that's a big change. We've talked about kind of the government part, the police department, city halls down there, the courthouse, metro station, small businesses. But let's not forget about the casino. Are you still going to have to pay if you're going to the casino?
No, the casino, Harris Casino downtown, has 2 parking decks that are free for their patrons and always have been. They also have a valet system for those who want to do that, but you do not need to pay to park at the Harris Casino.
And all those small businesses, they've got to be over the moon about this, yes?
Yeah, there's been a push for a number of years to move forward with this program, so I think they're excited to see it move forward.
All right, Greg Ruddy, Joliet's Director of Public Works. When does this start? The free parking?
September 1st, so next Monday.
September 1st. All right, you got to take down all those signs and put up new signs. I have a feeling, right? There's a big transition period.
There is. We're currently working on that. We have kiosks for most of the areas of the downtown where you pay for parking, but in the outer areas we do still have street meters. So all those are coming down, and a new signage is going up, and we intend on being ready next Monday.
Okay, well, we appreciate your time explaining it to us, and if we're in Joliet, we appreciate you giving us some free parking.
Thank you. We hope you come down.